there are still Christians that believe that in the rapture, okay? And it's funny to me because the rapture, the whole idea of it, like what is supposedly going to happen, Christians are just going to start rising up and floating up into heaven. That's not going to happen. That idea was made up and invented in the 1800s. That's not going to happen. Okay? That is the rapture is metaphorical. They're talking about the Christ oil that has descended, that turned into a gas, that comes back up. It's the ascension of the Christ, the inner oil, the inner gases that raise and hit the pineal gland. It has nothing to do with raising up into the sky. Okay? What people need to understand is that when Christianity was formed, it was completely different than it is now. They believed in reincarnation. They did not believe in a place that you go for eternity and you die and you never come back. That's all fantasy. It's all nonsense in make-believe. That's what you have to understand. The people that wrote the Bible for the king. It was King James version. There's a reason. You could only read King James version back then. That was it. The King James version. You had to have the King James version because it was approved by the king. And the king approved everything. The king wasn't going to let you have reading material that you weren't supposed to have. Why do you think the Knights Templars went around the world burning information from everywhere? Burning down libraries with tons of information. Okay, why is that? Because they wanted to hide the truth. That's what I believe. They wanted to hide the truth and start to make up their own truth. And that's what they did. The Bible was written by Greek Gnostics, okay? And in my opinion, the people that wrote the Bible knew what time it was. And they also encoded the truth in the Bible because they knew they couldn't flat out tell you because the king would not allow it. So they created all of the New Testament is a story explaining Christ's consciousness, okay? It's tracking the celestial bodies throughout. It's a story of the sun going through all of the zodiac signs. All of the biblical stories can be told in the sky. What you have to understand is the people that wrote this book encoded truth in it. Learn to read the truth. Learn to read what they were trying to tell you. If you're only reading the surface face of the story, you're not getting the story. It's literally like listening to the story about the race between the turtle and the rabbit. I know you've heard that story. The turtle and the rabbit have a race, and the rabbit's so damn cocky because he knows he's going to kill the turtle. He's so cocky, he gets to the very end in 2 seconds, and then he lays down and he takes a nap. And he ends up napping so long that the turtle walks by and wins the race. Now, what is that story about? Is it about a turtle and a rabbit racing? Because if that's what you think the story's about, you missed the entire point of the story. And that's exactly what's going on here with the Bible, okay? King Solomon was not a man. King Solomon, Sol is son in Latin. My name is with the sun, Saul, okay? Soul is Latin. That's a hint towards my name too, because my name is with the sun, and that is my last name in Latin. Now I'll tell you something. Sol, S-O-L, is the sun, okay, in Latin. Om is sun in Hindu. In On, if you look up On in an encyclopedia, it will tell you it was the city of Heliopolis way back in the day, okay? The city of Heliopolis, and they called it On. Sol On. They're talking about light. Why light? Because there's light in birth, okay? There's light in creation. That's why, because light is a metaphor. The word light in Latin goes back to lux and luz. Luz is the word for light in Spanish still. Light, luz, okay? So luz, we have another reference, Lucifer, right? Luz, light. It refers to the morning star. Why? Because the morning star is Venus. Venus is the third brightest light in the sky. You have to learn the story to understand what exactly is happening. And that's what I teach. I've learned so much stuff from Jordan Maxwell. I'll show him a shout out right now, even though he's no longer alive. But I've learned so much from him. I've learned so much from Crow 777 Radio. Amazing show. CRROW777radio.com. And it's the first hour is free on there. I'm not affiliated with them. It's just an amazing show. I've learned an incredible amount of information on there. And there, you know, that's it. There's a lot going on that we have not been told because we are not in the bloodline, in my opinion, or we are not initiated. Okay? We are not initiated, and that's how it works. That's why all the presidents are either related or they went to the same schools and they're in the same clubs. One of the clubs is the Skull and Crossbones Club, okay? The Skull and Bones, right? So that's what one is that? I don't even know. I don't know. There's just so many different organizations with so many different places. That's either Harvard or Stanford or something. I don't know. But my point is, the world is run by secret organizations, okay, and clubs, and we're not in it. That's it. We're not in it, so we don't know the truth. All right? You can't handle the truth. They put quotes like that in movies, and they do things like that in movies because they're telling you. They're telling you things. They're always trying to tell you something because the movie writers and the creative types in that industry are there for a reason, okay? A lot of these movie makers, they've been trying to tell us things for a long time. Look at the movie The Matrix. There's interviews of the lady that created that movie, that wrote that movie. She straight up tells you that she designed that movie, she wrote that movie so that people would start to snap out of it. You know what I'm saying? I love you all, and of course, this is my opinion for entertainment.